Let's unmute the mic. That would help, you know? That would be really important to actually have sound on the stream. Hello, everybody who's here and watching this possibly. Yeah, okay. So today we're doing a tier list of A&W seasons. However, this is something that I've been following and participating in for the last couple weeks or so. This is the Sasuke Tournament Rank Down. So the Sasuke Tournament Rank Down announced was like me and 23 other members of my Discord ranking all 39 Sasuke tournaments, and they've averaged out everyone's placements. The lowest average, apparently, last place. Oh, we're going one by one. We're gonna do this as we're gonna check back in. We're gonna check back in on this on and off, because it looks like Shane's gonna be typing some paragraphs. Sasuke 33, the worst tournament. I can totally understand it. You've only watched fully A&W 14. A&W 5 F tier, you're in trouble today, Ninja Gamer. Alright guys, so we have two tier lists for A&W. For one, we have the standard tier list. We have goated, great, good, meh, and shit. And we have all 14 seasons, which I've just numbered. It doesn't matter. And then we have this one, which follows my theme, my more popular series on the channel. This is cool or canceled. So there's just a cool canceled tier for each one. We're going to be filling out both while also reacting to the rank down. Keep in mind, this is my opinion. And while I do think that there are some bad seasons, there are some bad seasons that I would rather watch over the span of, like... There's some seasons that might be in the shit tier or the meh tier that I'd put in cool. And there might be some really good seasons that I would rather put in canceled, because I just don't like them. It's my opinion. It is what it is. Alright, so we're going to start with A&W 1. Oh gosh, is the stream lagging? Of course it is. We've got 3 tabs running. Why wouldn't it be running? I guarantee you it's Discord. I guarantee you it's Discord. We're going to close out Discord. Sorry, Shane. I'll react to that live. Like, I'll read it on my phone or something. But we're going to do the A&W tier list. 82 degrees. Yeah, bro. Hawaii life, I guess. It's pretty crazy. So, yeah. Alright. A&W 1 is shit. I don't think that should be a surprise to anybody. A&W 1 is a shit season. And in terms of cool or canceled, A&W 1 is canceled. The courses were bad. The competitors were not that good, with the exceptions of Levi and Brian. And, like, it tried. You know, I appreciate what it did to start A&W. But the beach trials were lame. The results for Sasuke itself, when they went to Sasuke 23, were bad. And so it was just a very underwhelming, boring finale. Yeah, not a surprise. Just got informed that the rank down also has number 38 as Sasuke 32. I understand that. Alright, yeah. I don't think anyone really disagrees with me on that. I'm not going to be surprised if people disagree with me on that. Alright. We'll just move on to A&W 2. A&W 2 is better than A&W 1. It is still shit. And I'm canceling it as well. So we're just going to... Boom. There you have it. I have probably the hottest take of A&W in a while. I agree, G-Show. A&W 1 is bad, but Sasuke 23 is amazing. Sasuke 23 is in my top 3 tournaments of all time. A&W 2 is shit. I don't like Boot Camp. Boot Camp was hot ass. Boot Camp was a horrible thing. For one, the courses got better. Like the qualifiers in Venice and stuff like that, they got better than A&W 1, obviously. The results overall were more entertaining in Sasuke 26 for the Americans than it was in A&W 1's finale. So I'll give them that. Boot Camp completely tanks the season for me. I hate boot camp. I'm not here to watch American Ninja Survivor. I'm here to watch American Ninja Warrior. And they really tried to push this vibe. They really tried to push this vibe with ANW 2 and with boot camp of like this reality TV competition of social gaming. And you could tell that these guys just did not care. That's not what they were there for. They were there to play on some obstacles and go to Japan. And so the vibe just was totally thrown off, and it was just such boring TV. Not to mention Patrick Cusick. Fuck that guy. Yeah, is the stream lagging today? Stream's lagging today. It is what it is. It's not like a whole lot's going on the stream in terms of the video, so I guess I get it. ANW 2 is far from amazing. Let's be real here. My gosh, this stream is laggy. Anyways, we're going on to ANW 3. ANW 3 is meh. And in the terms of cool or canceled, I'm canceling it. That's probably the hottest take that I could have in a while. I don't like ANW 3. ANW 3's boot camp was better than ANW 2. I will agree with Ninja Gamer on that. ANW 3 was better than ANW 2's boot camp. I still didn't like boot camp. Boot camp was shit. The qualifiers and semifinals were still pretty boring because it was G4 budget. It wasn't all that great. It just wasn't. Sue me. I was not entertained at all by ANW 3. Except for the very end, I guess. I liked when they were on Sasuke. When they went to Sasuke, it was good. Patrick Cusick whined about, like, he basically chickened out of going into the elimination for the, and he cost a really good competitor a spot in Sasuke. It pissed me off. Anyways, Patrick Cusick's a baby. But no, ANW 3, everyone loves it. I think you're just blinded by nostalgia. I don't think that the courses hold up as well as you think they do. I don't think that the editing is as good as people think. Everything looks pretty rinky-dink, low budget. Boot camp, again, still, I'm not looking for American Ninja Survivor, but it is overall slightly better produced than ANW 2, so I put it in meh. And then, Kane, do you like anything? Yes, I do. We'll get to it. But I don't like ANW 3. Simply put, I just don't like it. I can't. That's fine. You can jump in all you want, Shane. Yeah, I just didn't like ANW 3. ANW 4, I'm gonna put in the good tier. ANW 4 is quite frankly just good. There was just too much going on with like the qualifiers being on G4 and on NBC. There was just so much to follow, and the editing just got really messy because you could tell when G4 was trying to make their stuff and when NBC was trying to make their episodes, and it looked really, really off. Vegas, the introduction to Vegas was cool, even if Brent didn't actually clear stage 2 and he timed up and they just sent him to stage 3 because they wanted someone on stage 3. And in terms of cool or canceled, I'm going to put it in cool. It's almost canceled, but probably not. ANW 5, goated tier, S tier, amazing. I love ANW 5. ANW 5 to me is the best season of ANW. I don't know how much better I can put it. ANW 5 finally focused in on the editing in a less messy way than ANW 4 because it was just NBC. Now that they had one network again, working everything properly, it was much more focused and just much better. I'm glad that the stream is okay, by the way. Thank you for letting me know. This stupid PC. I got a monster of a PC, but we're not going to get it until 2023, unfortunately. So yeah, ANW 5, once it finally focused and stopped being split between G4 and NBC, it really started to hit its stride. The courses got better. The courses were more well produced because ATS got more involved. NBC was in charge of it. Yeah, no, 4 was not really good. It was good. It was just good until Vegas, and it was just eh. Yeah, and then 5's Vegas delivered on everything that I wanted from 4's Vegas, and it was great. Brian Arnold's run, instant classic, one of the best in A&W history. It's going down as one of the all-time greatest runs. Did I put it in cooler canceled? I did not. It's going in the cool tier. It's obviously above A&W 4 for me because that's where it is there. A&W 5 is my favorite season. There are going to be some other seasons, maybe one other season only, that are going to be in the goated tier. But they're all going to be below A&W 5 from this moment on. A&W 6. I'm going to put in the great tier. Now, I don't know, and I'm also going to put it in cool. I'm going to put it above 4. I like A&W 6 better than I like A&W 4. Boom. There you have it. People are going to have a problem with me putting 6 that high. Because when they look back on it, people think of A&W 6 as the season that started the fluff pieces, the season that shoved Casey down our throats or whatever. And to me, that's the later seasons. You know what I mean? It's not this season. Did this season start these trends? Absolutely. Yes. But they were warranted. The hype around Casey was warranted at least for this season, and it was huge. Joe Moravsky's edit made sense. Even if he got excessive amount of screen time, he was the last man standing. Like, it worked. Elliot Hall also was really fun. There were some good moments. There were some great moments. You had Kevin Bull in the city finals. You had Joe Moravsky breaking the rumbling dead. Like, that was A&W 5. Whatever it was. There were some good moments, and there were better courses overall. Like, there wasn't the stinking wall lift in the qualifier course and stuff like that. Like, just it was better. I would say Akbar actually is more cringe nowadays, Evan. I would actually say that. Yeah, A&W 6 is good. It's just the precedence that it set for future seasons. I agree that, like, if people have the problems that people have with the things that A&W 6 introduced, I agree with that. I just personally don't see A&W 6 as a bad season, considering what we were given, the results that we had, the Vegas that we had, the semifinals and everything actually being generally better. And we finally settled into a formula for the courses that wasn't just throwing together obstacles that looked good. And then we had a breakout year for the women. We had veterans and newbies really start to show up. So A&W 6, it'll stay right there. I don't know why people don't like it. I'm going to defend it forever, pretty much. A&W 7, I don't really think I need to explain why this is in the goated tier. This is S tier. Hi, Cyrus. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain why 7 is in S tier and why I'm giving 7 cool. It is my second favorite season of A&W. And I will say this was like their strike one in terms of the editing. And by that I mean, here you are coming off of Brian Arnold's run 2 seasons ago. You're coming off of Joe Moravsky making stage 2 twice in a row. You're coming off of 3 women making it up the Warped Wall. You have all this success and all of these big names going around. You have the rivalry that they tried to set up between Flip and Drew. There was a lot. There was a lot of things going on. They balanced it all pretty well. They edited everything pretty well. However, they put a lot of emphasis on specific people. They would hype up a lot the Wolfpack. They would hype up a lot Joe or Kevin Bull or Casey Catanzaro. And so when they didn't perform, a lot of the fans got mad and were like, it's bad. Why would you waste our time with that? Like, the whole point for me was, like, the shock value. And it's not for me like Sasuke 19 where the shock value is 98 out of 100 runs. It's shock value like there are 1 or 2 runners that really made me like, oh my gosh. And that was like, that's how it felt. You know, just the moments. I like shocks, but I don't like consistent, crazy, ridiculous shocks because then it doesn't feel shocking. It just feels like a massacre. And A&W 7 had good shocks. It had a great Vegas. I loved Stage 3. The clear rates were good. The Kanzans obviously were great. The only downside to it is Jeff should have had more money. ANW 7, so yeah, Ninja Gamer, you're like just wrong. I don't know how else to describe it. You're just wrong. A lot of these opinions are generally confusing to me. But we move on. ANW 8. ANW 8 was good. I'm gonna put it above 4. Sorry, Shane. ANW 8 was just good, but see, this is where it starts to get. ANW 8 is an objectively good season, but I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to put it in canceled. I don't want to watch it again. In terms of renewals, they did good with like introducing different obstacles, and I think they realized that like you had rock climbers and really upper body intensive obstacles and people win or make it to stage 3. So they started to add more technical obstacles come ANW 8 all the way up till ANW 11. And like that's cool and all, but it just felt different. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. There was just something off about it that like with the editing it really started to push everything that we complain about. See, that's where I guess I differentiate. A lot of people complain about the fluff pieces, the profiles, the editing in like ANW 5 and stuff. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, no. This is when I started to have complaints about the editing. ANW 8. Because to me, there were, again, moments that warranted edits and profiles and spotlights. ANW 8 just felt like they were dragging it and dragging it and dragging it on. And so it just felt like a really boring everything. It was still good because the courses and everything and the results were okay. But yeah, no, it just I can't get behind it as much as other people do. Yeah. All right. ANW 9 is shit. ANW 9 is shit, and I'm canceling it, and I'm gonna put it above. Yeah. No, I guess I'll swap it with 3. ANW 9 is shit. I don't know how much else I need to describe it. 8, again, I feel really started the trend of just unnecessary fluff pieces, making these 2-hour episodes feel longer and longer and longer. And Season 9 just, like, doubled down on that and just made it worse. Yeah, I can't get behind it. I can't get behind it. Wingnut Alley obviously left a sour taste in my mouth as well, but even beyond that, the editing just felt weird. The courses itself still felt a little weird. And that's as someone who's like tried to adjust to. I have adjusted to the more technical obstacles, the different picks for obstacles. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I just didn't like 9. It's a personal preference. I have it in canceled. So far, we've labeled cool for 4 seasons and canceled for 5 of them. And Ninja Gamer, I'm very confused on what you like. Like, what are you looking for in an ANW season? For you to say that ANW 7 is bad, but ANW 9 is like the best. Like, I need to know. I need to know what your criteria are, because this is really, yeah. But anyways, like I said, I feel like the complaints for editing are valid when you get to ANW 8, and when you get to ANW 9, it just gets worse. When we get to ANW 10, I'm gonna give it meh, and I'm gonna put it above ANW 3. I don't like ANW 3. I don't like the G4 seasons. I liked them when they were there, but now that we have different seasons, the G4 seasons just progressively get worse for me. ANW 10 started off, I really liked their qualifiers. I really did. I enjoyed it, and to me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a return to form for ANW. We're going to pick up the pace, and like the qualifiers for ANW 10 were better than 8 and 9. However, it just got worse and worse as the show went on, so I'm going to put it right there in canceled. The semifinals really dragged on. Um, yeah, the semifinals really dragged on, and then Vegas was an absolute mess. Like, Vegas was terrible. It's quite simply the way I see it. You guys like A&W for moments. You like A&W for specific runs, and they are mainly Vegas runs. For me, I'm basing all of these around every single episode in the season, not just moments or not just Vegas. It's the 6 qualifiers with the 6 city finals with the 3 episodes of Vegas, because that's a whole season. And so when you take the whole season, to me, this is where all of the seasons land. 10 is pretty bad. 11, season 11, I'm going to put it in the good tier. I'm going to put it above A&W 8. Now, if you look at, I've canceled A&W 8. I've put cool for A&W 4. A&W 11 is going to be cool. I'm going to put it there. So we're pretty evenly matched here on the cool and canceled. A&W 11 is a very mixed bag. I actually enjoyed most of the qualifiers. I liked that they introduced the Power Tower. I liked that the Mega Wall had different rules than they did in A&W 10 and 12 and beyond. That's fair, G-Show. I get what you mean when they do really unnecessary segments. With A&W 11, it's like the qualifiers are really good. The semifinals were a mixed road. Obviously, you had Angry Birds. You had even Seattle-Tacoma, which ended on Northwest Passage. I mean, at least it was still a good episode, but it's not like it was like the most desirable thing. And then it made up for it, in my opinion, with Cincinnati. Obviously, Cincinnati was a banger of an episode. So it kind of balances out. Vegas, again, another mixed bag. Stage 1 to me was totally fine. I enjoy seeing 21 people on Stage 3 because Stage 3 is my favorite stage. But that means 21 people cleared Stage 2, and that was really, again, it's like high highs and low lows. It bothers me. See, I've had a problem with Drew's Konzin for a while. A lot of people have a problem with Drew's Konzin because of what he did, what he's been convicted for. And I get that. He's a terrible person. I have always had a problem with his Konzin since day one. As soon as I found out, I had a problem with it because he used the safety pass. I hate safety passes. Safety passes, it makes me mad. It really does make me mad. So, A&W 11, staying there. It's staying there. And I put it in cool. But it's low in cool. Safety pass is really sour it for me, and just there's a lot of things that sour it for me. Okay, I don't mind 21 people on Stage 3. I mind that you had 28 people on Stage 2, and you had 7 people fail. That is an indicator that Stage 2 was too easy. It shouldn't have... Yeah, we really shouldn't have had that. Okay. Here is the one that... I mean, okay, I've already thrown in some hot takes with the first 3 seasons this low. Season 4, kind of middle of the pack. A&W 12, I'm putting as my 4th best out of the first 12 seasons. I'm putting A&W 12 above all of these seasons. And on cool or canceled, I am putting it in cool. I know how it looks. I know what you guys are going to say. So let me explain here. Did A&W 12 have garbage editing? Yes. They had to deal with COVID delays. They had to deal with editing Drew out of the season. They also tried to still force the fluff pieces on people, so it was bad. It was bad editing. A&W 12 itself is not bad. I said it. I think the reason that all of you dislike this season, besides the editing, is the fact that it's the fact that it's not a spin-off. It's the format. You guys don't like the format being part of Season 12. However, I feel like if you put season 12 as a spin-off and you kept that format, none of you would be complaining. None of you. You guys would be like, yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good. It was all right. I genuinely think that. I think that if you guys were not so biased towards things and just, if this were like if this were the next Ninja versus Ninja, and this were a spin-off season and you had some qualifiers leading to a Power Tower playoff, you guys would be all over this shit. You guys would be all over it. You guys would be like waiting and betting on who would win the Power Tower playoff, who would even make the top 8. Now let's talk about this, okay? A&W 12. A&W 12 had some of the best original obstacles in years. Overall, Rib Run, an original, unique balance obstacle. And then you had the Beehive, a good evolution of the Wingnuts. You also had things like Wait For It and Clockwork, which actually took Lachey's and threw in some extra weird moves for them so that way they had to be a little more technical. You also had great moments. You had Jesse Lebrec making it to the top 8. You had David Campbell getting the Mega Wall. You had, like, there were so many different things. So many different standouts. You had Jesse, okay, Jesse's injury sucked, but the shock fail, I wasn't expecting her to fail on that reverse grab, quite frankly. Najee Richardson shock fail. Joe Moravsky shock fail. The top 27 in the finals was actually competitive. It actually was, because you had 27 great competitors. Not to mention you had Amir Malik's breakout, you had Cam Baumgartner's breakout, and even if they did nothing with them, they were good. Now, the reason it's not higher than this is because the editing is terrible. They did what they could. They really did, given the fact that they had to hide Drew the entire season. They did what they absolutely felt they could do. The editing is garbage. I will 100% agree. I will never defend the editing for A&W 12. It is garbage. But the competition itself is one of the better competitions that we had in recent A&W years. And I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to stand by that for a long time, and that's why it's in cool. A&W 13 is shit. And Cooler canceled. I'm throwing it in canceled. Probably like right there. Yeah, probably right there. A&W 13 was bad. Not that Jessie Ninja Gamer, Jessie Graff. She had that reverse grab. She really did. She just friggin' choked. And then she tore out her shoulder because of it. Anyways, A&W 13 is shit. They had so many different things going for it. They had decent obstacles. Like V Formation was a pretty good obstacle. They had good obstacles. They did. They went back to the Mega Wall rules of A&W 10, and I get it. But quite frankly, A&W 13 just had so many gimmicks. It felt like their backs were against the wall. To me, I felt like I was sitting in on a production room going, hey, we don't have Drew Dreschel anymore because he's a felon and he's a pedo. Like, what are we supposed to do? He was the face of the show. And then you had someone else go, well, we just had A&W Junior, and now these kids are old enough-ish to be on the show. So let's put in the teens, because they could bring in some new dynamics. And they go, yeah, it's a great idea. Let's do that. And they do that with these good shows, but then they're like, okay, but let's push them really hard in post-production. Let's edit the frick out of them to make sure that they are the new face of the show. And everyone goes, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Because the thing with them is they had the Power Tower still there. They had the Mega Wall still there. They had the teens to introduce. And so it just felt like it just felt so gimmicky. The whole season just felt so show and tell, everything. It's like, which I am kind of going to show you guys right now. I got business cards for Kane Nakasugi because I am, the World Ninja League reporter. So it says my name right there. Pretty sick. But it's like they went, you can check out our new business cards every like 5 minutes. That's how it felt. That's how it felt. They were pushing the teens. Yeah, that it felt so overproduced and flashy for no reason. Vegas was good. Vegas I liked. However, 2 or 3 good episodes of Vegas to me does not make up for 9 bad episodes of qualifiers and semifinals. When you weigh everything out like that, ANW 13 is a shit season, and so I'm gonna continue to stand by that. Kyle Soderman's breakout was great. I agree. If Drew had made the top 8 on ANW 12, season would not have happened. It would have been lost media. We would have had to go by word of mouth of what would have happened. Let me see. Let me catch up with the chat. 13 was okay. Nah, 13's Vegas was good. I always say, you take 14's qualifiers and semifinals and combine it with 13's Vegas. You have one of the best seasons of ANW overall. But unfortunately, that's not how it happened. ANW 13 was garbage with like 2 good episodes, which was Vegas. At least it was Vegas, but like still. Not to mention, I had been betting, I just want to say right now, I had been betting that Caden Lebsack was going to go to the final stage for years. And so for him to actually do it in ANW 13 and 14, I was like, I told you. I knew it. I called it. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT at scouting. If I had to scout people for Ninja, I feel like I do really good. Yeah. All right. Well, we're down to our... Bro, there's a rooster right out here crowing in my house. Well, we're down to our last season. ANW 14. I'm going to put it in the good tier, above 12. And I'm going to put it in cool, right there. Yeah, so ANW 12 is in my top 5 seasons, period. Let's break down why I think 14 is better than 13, because they're very similar, but I think 14 did it better. I think that their obstacles were better. Not only were their upper body obstacles better, but their balance obstacles were better. I love the Serpent. I actually, if they weren't themed around minions, I actually would love to see the Despicables come back. Like, they're not bad obstacles. High Road, cool. Oh, almost opened up my whole windows. Bro, can this rooster, like, die or something? My gosh. Anyways, ANW 14 had great qualifiers. Like, great qualifiers. And then the semifinals were wild. Wild. You had, like, hype moments with the clears. You had Flip's comeback. And then you had that episode where only Evan Andrews cleared. And everyone was just like, what is happening in this episode? I like those episodes because it's not like people sucked. It's not like people... There were shock fails, but it's not like we had a bad leaderboard overall of people who made it to Vegas. You just didn't have notables in the Power Tower. That's kind of it. 14, however, had a bad Vegas. It had good Vegas results. I don't have a problem with 5 people on the final stage. I don't have a problem with everyone destroying stage 2. I don't have a problem with anything that they did there. I just have a problem with the editing. Like, I understand, there were 5 people who made the final stage. You have to balance 5 finalists in your edits. But then it's like they didn't even try to do that with some people. Specifically, Caden. Again, you have 5 finalists, and to me it felt like every finalist had their time to shine, except for Caden. I can point out different profiles and different big runs for Josh, for RJ, for Josiah, and for Jay. I could barely think of one for Caden because they never did anything about Caden until they gave him and Max a shared fluff piece on stage 3 in the finale. Who's doing fluff pieces like that in the finale? I just don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, I think 13's Vegas was great. I think 14's qualifiers and semifinals are great. However, 13's below 14 because 9 good episodes of Season 14 versus 3 bad ones are better than 3 good episodes of season 13 and 9 bad ones. You know what I mean? It balances out. You take 14's qualifiers and semis with 13's Vegas. Beautiful season. S-tier season. Amazing. But that's not what happened. This is what we're at. And Cooler canceled. I have 7 and 7 right there. With that, that is my full tier list. In the shit tier, I have 1, 2, 9, and 13. In the meh tier, I have 3 and 10. In the good tier, I have 4, 8, 11, 12, and 14. In great, I have 6. And in goated, I have 7 and 5, with 5 being my all-time favorite. I can already feel people just getting mad at my opinion with this. Like, I just know it. I just know a lot of people aren't going to agree with it. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Feel free to comment. I'm going to be wrapping up the stream when I get around to that. But there's a lot of stream delay right now, so I'm going to wait till we actually catch up on stream. Then I'm going to end it out. Thank you guys for watching. It's going to be a good time. Oh, man. This is nuts. My next live stream, I'm going to be going over unban requests. Bro, yeah, that ad, it just keeps replaying. Yeah, 1 and 2 are